NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race has officially concluded from the Charlotte ROVAL, and Corey Heim comes back from getting crashed and picks up his 10th win of the 2025 season, breaking a record. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race on the Charlotte ROVAL. The EcoSafe 250. We had quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So at the start of the race, you had Corey Heim lead the field from the outside with Lane Riggs on the inside, and Corey Heim got a pretty solid start and was able to clear for the lead for a second. But going into turn number one, we would already have contact between the top leaders. Grant Enfinger tried to make a move and try to go to the inside of Lane Riggs. He would right-rear Lane Riggs, and Lane Riggs would then clip Corey Heim. Corey Heim would get into the tire barriers, hit the outside wall. Lane Riggs got a ton of damage on his truck as well, and Grant Enfinger got a ton of damage on his truck as well. I do not know what Grant Enfinger was doing there in that situation. I've seen Grant Enfinger do not really do a lot of questionable things in the past, so this is really surprising to see Grant be that aggressive in lap one. I don't know where he was going. He wasn't even cleared on the guy behind him. I think it was Connor, I'm pretty sure. Not sure what he's doing in that situation. He affected Corey Heim and Lane Riggs. Just a pretty bad move on bad move on Grant Enfinger's part in that situation. Again, I just don't understand what the point of that move was, especially on the first lap, not even making it to turn number one. After that continued, though, Ben Rhodes would end up spinning and making heavy contact near turn number 6, and that would bring out the caution due to debris getting on the track. He hit the outside wall and the tire barrier really hard. His race would be over at that particular point. Then on the restart, after all this, he had Brent Cruz being the leader. On the restart, he had Brent Cruz leading the field from the outside with Gio Ruggiero on the inside. And Brent Cruz got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. And Brent Cruz started charging out and taking a massive lead. Meanwhile, Timmy Hill got spun on lap number 8 from contact from Dawson Sutton, but was able to continue going. And meanwhile, at this point, Brent Cruz was charging his way up to the front and was pulling out to a massive lead at this point. But as the run progressed and went on, we would start seeing green flag pit stops. Connor Zilisch, Josh Bilicki, Connor Mosack, Corey Heim, Tanner Gray, Bailey Curry, Andres Perez, Grant Enfinger, Matt Crafton, and were among the guys that came down pit road, with Corey Heim having a terrible pit stop. Then the next lap, Brent Cruz, Gio Ruggiero, Caden Honeycutt would all basically, Caden Honeycutt actually would stay out while Brent Cruz and Gio Ruggiero came down pit road, but Brent Cruz did not have a good stop and barely got out front of Connor Zilisch, but he would be the first guy off of pit road on the fresh tires. Meanwhile, Caden Honeycutt pulled out to a pretty big lead over Ty Majeski and would come off the corner and win stage number 1, followed by Ty Majeski, Tyler Ankrum, Daniel Hemrick, and Brent Cruz. And then during the caution, all the guys who had not pit, that being Caden Honeycutt, Ty Majeski, Tyler Ankrum, Daniel Hemrick, Roger Kroof, Lane Riggs were among the guys that came down pit road, while the rest leaders would stay out. And then on the restart, you had Brent Cruz lead the field from the outside with Connor Zilisch on the inside, and Brent Cruz got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. And at this point, he started pulling away. Meanwhile, the scheduled spin would happen for Chris Wright on lap number 28 and would spin out a couple times there. Meanwhile, Corey Heim was charging his way up to the front and would actually get up to third position at this point of the race and would continue to gain. But then as the run continued on, Brent Cruz having a pretty big lead. Matt Crafton came down pit road first. Then the next lap, Corey LaJoie came down. Then Gio Ruggiero, Connor Mosack, Tanner Gray came down the next lap. And then on lap number 37, Connor Zilisch, Josh Bilicki, Bailey Curry, Chandler Smith were among the guys that came down. And then Brent Cruz, Corey Heim came down to pit road, giving the lead once again to Caden Honeycutt. And Brent Cruz able to blend out ahead of Connor Zilisch and Corey Heim as well. But nothing mattered at the end. Is coming out the final corner. Kenny Honeycutt pulled out to another big lead and will win stage number 2, followed by Grant Enfinger, Roger Kroof, Daniel Hemrick, and Brent Cruz. And Brent Cruz would be 5th at that point. And then during the caution, guys like Kenny Honeycutt, Grant Enfinger, Roger Kroof, Daniel Hemrick, Tyler Ankrum, Matt Mills all came down pit road. This would hand the lead to Brent Cruz. On the restart, you had Brent Cruz lead the field from the outside with Connor Zilisch on the inside, and Brent Cruz got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. Meanwhile, there would be some spin, unfortunately, for Josh Bilicki, while in 4th position. Bilicki got turned by his teammate Bailey Curry going in there, and he just got completely dumped, taking Josh Bilicki out of contention for a potential win and victory. Tough break for Bilicki there, who looked like was going to get a really good finish in this race. Eventually, though, we would see Corey Heim eventually get around Connor Zilisch with around 18 laps to go in the original event and was able to take 2nd position and was gaining a little bit, but Brent Cruz started pulling away. But all of a sudden, as we're catching the lap traffic, Corey Heim was starting to slowly close in on Brent Cruz. Corey Heim's truck had been really good, especially on a long run during practice, and we knew that Corey was going to have a really good chance and opportunity to get to Brent Cruz at the end. As it caught to the lap traffic, Brent Cruz got slowed up quite a bit, but was starting the game. But as they got through the traffic, Brent Cruz started pulling out a little bit and was starting to run out of gas. All of a sudden, with 3 laps to go in this race, everything would change as a caution would come out for his teammate, Tony Breidinger, who stalled in turn number 5. We're not exactly sure what happened to her truck, the stall in turn number 5, but this would change everything in the race because even if Brent Cruz may have been in issues with fuel, I think he could have cruised the victory at that point. Tough break for Brent there and tough break for Tony, who was having a decent run at this point for her standards, but her day would be over, and also Matt Crafton would also run out of gas as well. So during the final caution of the event, during the pit stops, majority of leaders would come down pit road, except Corey Heim, Connor Mosack, Lane Riggs, and Chandler Smith. Connor Zilch, meanwhile, was able to win the race off pit road, followed by Ty Majeski and Brent Cruz. And Corey LaJoie also got an uncontrolled tire penalty. On the final restart of the race, you had Corey Heim lead the field from the outside with Connor Mosack on the inside, and Corey Heim got a fantastic restart and got the lead clear. Meanwhile, Lane Riggs had a horrible restart and would basically drop the clutch and drop way back and would sack up the outside lane. And there would be a lot of contact happening. Chandler Smith got spun by, I believe it was Bailey Curry, or actually Ty Majeski, which was completely dumped in the corner with 2 to go. Brent Cruz actually got up to second because of that and started charging after Corey Heim. As it came to the white flag of the event, Caden Honeycutt got turned, I believe, by Connor Zilch or someone behind him, and Caden gets spun out. And Brent Cruz is doing everything he can to try to get there at the end, but it wouldn't matter at the end as Corey Heim holds off the hard-charging field and picks up a record 10th win of 2025 in his 21st career NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series win. What an incredible comeback from Corey Heim today. Corey Heim may have not had the fastest truck in this race, but Corey Heim put up the resilience, put up an incredible effort, and was likely going to finish second for the final yellow of the race, but it was an unbelievable day for Corey Heim. And like I mentioned in the beginning, Corey Heim now has surpassed Greg Biffle for the most wins in a single season. Coming in today, he had tied Greg Biffle for the record of most wins. Biffle had 9 wins from 1999. Corey had 9 wins coming into today, and now he's broken the record for the most wins in a season. Just an unbelievable year for Corey Heim. He's now won 40% of the races for sure, regardless of what happens the last 3 races of the year. And Corey Heim's also advanced to the championship 4 as well. Congratulations, Corey Heim, on picking up a well-earned and well-deserved victory. Again, he didn't probably have the fastest truck, but it's just been an unbelievable season for Corey Heim. Congratulations once again to him on picking up the win and the victory. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the race results, and I get my score and thoughts on today's race. So Corey Heim picks up the win. Brent Cruz finished in second. I feel horrible for Brent Cruz. This was Brent Cruz's race to win. He led over 50 laps of this event, had the dominant truck. If not for that caution and the fuel issues, I think he easily wins this race. He was having a phenomenal run, the best I've seen Brent Cruz perform. Just not enough to get it done. I feel bad because he was likely, like I said, going to win this race before that yellow came out, but he had a fantastic run today, a very impressive run. He showed out, did an amazing job all day. Again, I feel bad for him that he didn't get the win, but it was still a great run nonetheless for Brent. He finished second. Great run for him. Gio Ruggiero finished third. An amazing run for Gio. He ran top 5 all day, showed some really impressive pace and really good speed all day long, was up front the whole entire event, had a fantastic truck, an amazing day for Gio. He finished third. Great run for him. Raj Kerr finished 4th. A solid day for Raj, in all honesty. Ran top 10 near the end of the race, got up front because of all the chaos that was happening right behind him, and gets one of his first top 5 finishes of the season outside of the win at Nashville. A great run for Raj. He finishes 4th. Connor Zilch finished 5th. I think he had the 3rd best truck in this race. Connor's truck was just never there throughout the day to contend for the win. Again, I think that's more of a Spire issue than anything else. I think Spire definitely is way off their game at this point right now, because if Connor can't go out there and dominate a road course, that should tell you everything you need to know about the situation over there at Spire. But still a good day for Connor. Ran top 5 all day. I think he led a lap or 2 in this race as well. So a solid day for Connor. He finished 5th. Josh Blicky finished 6th. An incredible comeback for Josh Blicky. He got spun earlier in this race and rebounds and gets a really strong top 10 finish in 6th position. I think Josh has proven himself. I think he deserves a really good opportunity in the future. A great day for him in 6th place. Good run for Josh Blicky. Grant Enfinger finished 7th. Even after causing the issues on the start, he still comes home with a top 10. A solid comeback for him to get a solid top 10 finish in 7th. Really good run for Grant Enfinger. Ty Majeski finished 8th. He cleaned out a bunch of people near the end, but Majeski was a top 10 truck. That truck was horrible all day. And even with the bad truck, he still ran top 10 all day long and scores a really strong 8th place finish. Good run for Ty Majeski. Tyler Anker finished 9th. Not a bad day for him. And how about Connor Mosack finishing 10th? He stayed out near the end, but he had a top 5 truck of points throughout the race. Faded back in the last restart because he had older tires on, but comes home with a really strong top 10 finish in 10th. good run for Connor Mosek. Dale Hemrick finished 11th. He had to start at the rear of the field early in this race, like a lot of drivers had to start at the rear. He recovered early, had a decent truck, comes home with the top 15. Not a bad day for him. Bailey Curry finished 12th. He was a wrecking ball and a menace of points throughout today, but he does get a top 15, so not a bad run for him, all things considered. Dawson Sutton finished 13th. Caden Honeycutt, who was strong at points today, finished 14th. Will Rogers finished 15th. They had Parker Kligerman on standby because Parker fell out of the race early. They had Parker on standby to substitute for Will Rogers, who wasn't feeling well, and did not be feeling well and scored top 15 finish. One of the few times we've seen Young Motorsports actually show top 20 speed. That's really impressive and a great run for him. He finished 15th. Timmy Hill, after getting spun out, he finished in 16th. Not a bad day for him. Matt Mills finished in 17th. Corey LaJoie, who got a penalty late in this event, he finishes 18th. He was in the top 10 quite a bit of this event, so a tough break at the end. Chandler Smith finishes 19th. Spencer Boyd finished 20th. Lane Briggs finished 21st. A disastrous day for Lane. The first thing wasn't even his fault, and then he had the bad restart, unfortunately. Before that yellow, he was likely going to get a top 5 finish. Had a really impressive comeback going, but doesn't get the finish that I think he deserves. He finished 21st. Jack Wood finished 22nd. Jake Garcia finished 23rd. Matt Cratten finished 24th. Ben Mayer finished in 25th. Chris Wright, who spun out today, finished in 26th. Wesley Slimp finished 27th. Mason Maggio finished 28th. Tyler Tomasi finished 29th. Tony Breidinger brought out the final caution of the event. She finished 30th. Tanner Gray finished 31st. Andres Perez finished 32nd after his mechanical gremlins. Took a long time for Fox to even note that happened on the track. He did get back on the track, though, near the end. Josh Riem finished 33rd. Carter Fartouche finished 34th. Park Kligerman, who had a transmission issue early in the race, finished 35th. And finishing last in 36th is Ben Rhodes after crash. I think Parker could have been a factor for the win today, but just nothing he could do after falling out of the race early. So now let's talk about the overall race as a whole and get my score and thoughts on today's race. I'm going to be real and honest, this was not the most entertaining truck race I think we've seen. Yes, we got an okay finish at the end of the day, but I don't think the racing today was that fantastic. I really think the Truck Series will work a lot better on being on the oval than being at the road course. I saw someone mention maybe them going back to North Wilkesboro. I think they could have honestly gone to North Wilkesboro and put on a much better show than this, because the road course racing in the Truck Series, I gotta say, has not been the most exciting overall. I think there were good moments for sure. There was some chaos that happened, but I don't think it was the most exciting race overall. My score today's Truck Series race, I'm just going to give this race about a 5 to 6 out of 10. I'm being pretty generous at this point. Wasn't the greatest product, wasn't the greatest race. My score is going to be a 5 or 6. Now let's talk about Fox. Again, I've complained about Fox a lot this year, but their coverage today, like it's been a lot of this year, has been absolutely horrendous. It was bad throughout the day. They missed incidents on the racetrack. They missed Josh Vliga getting spun initially. They missed the fact that Andres Perez on the bottom of the racetrack having a mechanical issue. You can clearly see him on the camera. Took them until they came back from commercial. It took them until 10 to go to have their first side-by-side commercial in this race, which is kind of crazy that they're going to commercial even this late in the event. And then among anything else, Jamie Little asked a pretty dumb question about why do drivers continue racing when they're sick. I don't get what the point of it is, because again, I don't know, maybe you're trying to win the race or trying to finish the race at that point. It just, the booth is discombobulated. At least they were at the track and in the booth this time. They weren't in a closet this time in the Fox studio, so I'll give them that. But Fox's coverage, once again, has just continued to be horrendous, completely abysmal, and not good, and I just didn't enjoy the broadcast like it's been all year. I think the broadcast was unwatchable at times earlier today. So, that is going to today's NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race review from the Charlotte ROVAL. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go some more of that and comment your thoughts below on today's race. Your thoughts on today's race, let me know below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And congratulate Corey Heim on breaking the record and winning his 10th race of the year. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow morning on the channel, of reactions to Xfinity and Cup Series qualifying from the Charlotte ROVAL, and we'll have the Xfinity race review as well. Then on Sunday, of the starting lineup video for the Cup race of the ROVAL, and then we'll have the race review on Sunday. And then on Monday, we should have a NASCAR news video dropping on the channel. And then Tuesday, maybe some sort of silly season update drop, but I'm not sure at this point. We got a lot of content coming up. People like Haley Deegan, Shaman Gisberg, Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bo Wallace, Ross Chastain, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Frankie Muniz, Kyle Larson, Chase Light, Ryan Priest, Clay Safar, Dodge Ram, Eric Amarola, Connor Zilch, Junior Motorsports, Daniel Swartz, all the good stuff we'll talk about on the channel in the coming days and weeks as well. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode. I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content, other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.